and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit credit card you can count on. Introducing passes.
So I just got back from a walk. I was live streaming on my phone. Um, I don't think I've checked to see if I could actually see any of them on YouTube. It was like all of us. Okay, it says it's on there. Those are from the campground, but the one that I just did, I'm not seeing here that it's uploading. It's like something where they made it so I could live stream on my phone, but it records it and then it has to process and upload it like a video. Not it's actually live, and I'm not seeing the one I just did. I was walking and then my phone died and the whole thing shut down. I'm gonna try this and see what happens. It might shut this off. We'll see. Okay. What's this? Helps you sell at every stage of your business. With fast and secure payment, card readers you can rely on, and one place to manage. No, it's not 418. This is from something else. Scheduled live streams. I don't know. August 26th at 418. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I'll delete scheduled streams. It's already over. Okay. So yeah, like where's the one I just did? Well, I know you go, it's getting worse if you just recorded 2 hours on my phone and then it's not even on there. That's pretty bad. Another thing I noticed, it just showed up on the phone before, but when I was going to my channel, the ones I was doing here weren't on there. I had to actually search for my name on YouTube to see it. Why wouldn't it be on my channel of my videos? Maybe that's what happened now. And if I search it, it'll be on there. But it's going to take, when they do this, when they were doing this at the campground, it would take a day it would be like an hour or 2 hours, and it would take a day for it to finally post on YouTube. That's what these are from 8 days ago, 9 days ago. That's all from when I was at the campground. So, right, I just usually it will say processing, and I'm not seeing that. Let me check this. Yeah, it's not showing that it's even processing. So, because I have to change it to public. They keep recording it like it's a video private, and then I have to go in and make it public. Nothing of my stuff is private. Nothing that I've ever done online is private. Nope. So I always use my name. Anyway, I'll worry about this later, but I kind of would have been interested to listen to it. Yeah, it gives me something to do for 2 hours. I listen to the sound of my own voice and I like it. Go as far as I was going last year because I remember where I went. It's some sort of boundary street. Maybe it's called Boundary Street. And then I turn around. So I made it to just before with the houses with the dog that barks. Because I just didn't feel like doing it. And like, it's been a long time since I've done a walk like that. And the sneakers are bad. So I turned around at the bridge just before the house with the dog that barks, where it's all sort of like, yeah. I don't think it's too much farther. Isn't that long street too? Babe, did you ever take that walk with me?
I don't know.
Where were we walking where we found those keys? You were with me, right? When I found keys on the ground, or was I talking to myself in my phone? And then when I turned around, I could see some guy looking on the ground for keys. Why do I think you were there? I must have just been talking to myself on my phone. Yeah, and then I saw some guy looking all around for keys, and I go, did you lose a key? And I took it out and he was like, oh my God, because it was like a company key. You could tell it was like to a locker or something. Like he was doing some sort of work and you take the shit out and do your work and then return it to the locker. You weren't there.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't imagine you walking all that way with me. But maybe I forced you to do it one day. I was thinking about it on the walk. I'm like, why am I thinking Brian did this walk with me once? I was probably just talking to myself. But anyways, yeah. So I didn't even get to that big long stretch. So I think it's right after that road where there was the stuff that was free. The guy lost the key, and you go up a hill a little bit, and then it's Boundary Road, and that's where I would turn around. So I don't even think it was 2 hours because the first time I did that walk from here a year ago, I walked an hour and turned around, so it would be 2 hours. So I doubt it was 2 hours. But if it wasn't 2 hours, that's actually kind of good. Like I still haven't slowed down my pace to like a crawl like I was worried about. But I could definitely do it faster than that with better sneakers. So anyway, on the way back, I realized that I'm gonna have a humongous blister on the bottom of my foot because of the sneakers. Yeah. Um, so, and then I was discussing on the live stream about how some stuff seems like doesn't make any sense, and if unless I explained it to you, like I was camping and I wasn't taking my daily walk, so I didn't get sneakers at that time, and I knew I had sneakers here, but when I got here, I wore them for 2 days, and they're definitely too small, so that's why I didn't get sneakers yet. So anyway, also, I don't know if it's different in the suburbs. I'd have to go out and look. But in the city, you cannot buy sneakers. You just can't. They're either going to be $400 or just a piece of crap you can't even wear. So I don't know if that's going on here. So my best bet is to order something on Amazon. That's what my husband did for me. That's how I ended up with the sneakers I had before, which worked fine. Right. So when you walk a lot, you've got to get new sneakers like every 2 months, anyways. So you can't be like, oh no, they wore down. You're gonna wear down every tread on every pair of sneakers. So right, something that's a good support that you can walk in, and just know every month or two you're gonna need new sneakers. So sneakers are a very difficult thing to get for homeless people for whatever reason that is. So bras and sneakers, yep. Underwear, socks, bras, socks. There was this big thing about socks, which is good because you need socks too. Underwear, bras, and footwear used. It's good to donate used stuff, but sometimes sneakers are not good to be wearing used. You can get a fungus from them. You leave your footprint in the sneaker. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. Okay, so one of the things is I got sandals, okay, and I could only wear them once. So if you buy sandals or something like that and you go, "Oh my god," and you just throw them in the trash cuz nobody can wear them. Okay. The sneakers we're hoping because I'm pretty sure they're mislabeled at the factory. The person who donated them takes a size 9, and I take a size 9. They're not a size 9. Okay. It says 9 on them. They're not. I've been wearing a size 9 for a very long time. Okay. So the sneakers I just had are 9s. Right. So, um, your feet didn't blow up and you don't have swollen feet and stuff. They're not 9s. Okay, so someone who's an 8.5, see if they can wear them because they're cool sneakers. They're just if that person can't wear them, throw them in the trash. Right, it's just a defective sneaker, like at the toe. Like they're too thin at the toe for anybody. I don't have wide feet either, so I didn't have any of that stuff. How some people say their feet spread when they have children. I think maybe your feet spread if you're real heavy. Um, right. If you're real heavy, that could maybe happen, I suppose, but yeah. It's not from having children. No. Some people put on a lot of weight when they have children and then they never lose it. To me, that doesn't make any sense that your feet spread because you had children. So, certain things, yeah, like stretch marks, things wrong with the vagina, hemorrhoids. Yeah, nothing I have, but I'm aware that that can happen from other people. That breadbasket thing. So it's we went over this a million times. Genetics and glucose for that. Same thing with cellulite and stretch marks. Glucose and genetics. Not a breakfast person. All those terrible we're gonna do in the future, but those terrible, awful things that those terrible models that refuse to eat do, like they drink Diet Coke, they don't eat breakfast, and they smoke cigarettes. Yeah. And then, unbeknownst to you, they can eat a Super Bowl this big and all the other stuff, and then you really fly into a rage. But not a breakfast person. Too much glucose flowing through the body, and then there probably is a genetic factor. I have no stretch marks. I have no cellulite. I have nothing, those pregnancy things. No. None of that. I have a scar from an emergency C section. This, if you were that worried about it, which it doesn't make you a bad person if you're like 25 or something, you need to talk to your mother, right? And then just decide not to have children. Adopt, get a dog. It definitely does. You just tell the dude, no, sorry. Right. Maybe introduce them to. Just go. If you know your mother has stretch marks and cellulite, because you better listen to it, or her horrible birthing nightmares and stuff, right? Then just don't have children. But if you care about that, I'm not telling you not to have children. Just if you care about that and you know the man you're with cares about it, then don't have children. I'm gonna have a cigarette soon. I'm relaxing right now. I'm drinking some diet soda. I gotta crack my neck. I can tell. A little bit. I got 4 months before my cruise. After I did all this horrible degrading of my body physically from the Holocaust. So I don't even know what I weigh now, but a year ago I was already down to like 137 and I weighed 154 pounds when I came back from New Mexico. So that's a lot. All muscle mass. I don't think they need anything more. Right. I mean, maybe the public, if they still had a question about crimes against humanity. Okay. Just the number of times that I've gone when I was at Barbara Kent's house, forced to the shelter. And then when I came back, I did videos and photographs of myself because of it, because my abdomen up here was all distended from the kidneys and the liver from being in the shelter. And then I'd start working out again and then back down, working out, walking, the medical diet, and being able to rest. So it's numerous times all over the internet. Believe me, NATO saw it. It's crimes against humanity. And it only takes one person. And I'm sure there's a lot of people. But I know for myself, I never said I'm the only person that's being Holocausted. I know for myself that I put it out there publicly. Just sometimes having to tolerate the most horrific people in their comments. I really don't care how crazy anybody thinks I am. It's crimes against humanity. So that was documented. So I know for a fact that they know. Dr. Eric Berg, right? I know they know, especially at a shelter where they have all your medical records. So I know they know. And then, like I said, other really horrifying people going, I have to ask, are you pregnant? That would be like going, I have to ask, is that gangrene? Oh, I I just wanted to ask, is that a boil? It's that insane. Because they do it to diabetics too, and people that are HIV positive. Is this the same movie, babe?
No, this is the third one.
Oh, I didn't even know these existed.
Bill and Ted.
I saw the first one. I might have saw the second one. I don't think I saw the third one.
First one, the time travel. Second one, they go to hell. Third one, they just kind of everything.
You know that movie, Dude, Where's My Car?
Uh,
Is that the same people?
nope.
Okay, it was a long time ago I saw it. I know I liked it, but it was a long time ago, so I don't remember who was even in it. Corvette Summer. That's the film I keep saying, babe, and we still haven't watched it. I was thinking of that. Don't say it because I have the live stream on. But I was thinking about when I was telling you about that story that I wanted to write. And Corvette Summer is one of the films. If people were going to help me write it or they were going to be in it like a film, they have to watch Corvette Summer. Probably Dude, Where's My Car? But and then what's that other one? The Great Race or the Rat Race or something like that. That's what I would do if I was going to make a film. If I was a director, because you have to write it too. I suppose if I hadn't written it yet, but because you have to understand the concept of what I want to be made. I don't know. Is that what the producers do? Because that would be fucking awesome. Why do you just have to have a bunch of money? I would do that, but yeah, I don't know. I'd like to be able to direct, but um, I'd probably be like a most horrifying producer because I want to partake in writing it too. But I guess I could probably give you an outline, and then you come back and tell me how the writing's going, and then like I would present you these films that I want you to watch, or say I this is what I'm looking for, and I name off these things, and then I tell you my idea, and I give you like components of the characters and stuff, and the whole plot line, and then you just fill it in. That would be great. I don't know if that's a job, but that would be great because it takes a lot of patience to sit down and write stuff. Based on an original idea by Mary Buchanan. Bet your ass. That's why I don't tweet about it. I remember before everything I put on Facebook and Tumblr and Twitter, I'm not doing that anymore. Thanks. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. You got to pay me. I got to get paid. Because not only were people taking my material, they were making money off of it and they weren't giving me credit for it. Like, even if you weren't going to pay me, you go, yeah, based on ideas from various people on Facebook and Twitter, and then maybe a list of some of our names. That wasn't even done, just straight out thievery, intellectual property. So that's why I don't do it anymore. Like I suggested, if we met people on the cruise that I might, if they had an interest in it. Some people don't want that. They just go, I really don't care about your ideas. Like that's obnoxious. I get it. Right, that you wouldn't sit at my round table. Now it's only a two-person table, but you wouldn't sit at my round table. And it doesn't mean I'm in charge, but you just go, I would want to listen to other people's creative ideas too if they're interesting to me. Right, but yeah, if you find that obnoxious, then you just don't sit at my table. But if you don't find that obnoxious, then some people might go, I write my own stuff. I have my own ideas. Okay, yeah, I totally, yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I'm sure when you're telling somebody something, it's not the same thing as them watching a film or reading it. Maybe we'd have to ask other people if they ever did that. Like we'd have to ask Stephen King if he ever sat down, like when he was growing up before he was like famous and or published, and then he'd be like trying to tell people, and they'd go, "Oh yeah, that's great" or whatever, but he could tell that they really weren't interested in it. I wonder if that actually happened to him. That would be funny. Thanks. I used to be funnier. Hopefully, I'll be funnier again. It has to do with my stress level and what's on my mind and the amount of time that I have to relax. But also, if I feel like God tells me stuff that's funny, and then I just convey it to other people. But I still have my note cards and everything from my story I'm talking about that I don't. It's hard because I'd love to be able to just be like, and then I was thinking this and that and this and that, but I just something within me goes, I'm not doing it. I'm actually going to try to write it. So, which I haven't done, but I have all the notes. Excuse me. I think it works better as a film, and like I'm not really. I don't know. I guess it doesn't make any sense. I was going to say I'm not good at writing dialogue, but I do that all the time when I'm writing stuff. So I I shouldn't even say this, but this is one of the things is I thought I was going to UMass Boston because I took a tour. First I heard there was free college now available. So I took a tour, applied, was accepted, sent them my transcripts. My transcripts were my transfer credits were accepted. I was told I had 3 semesters to go to have a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. And then because of money, and I couldn't go because they're saying I can't get the free college because I supposedly have an outstanding student loan from 2009. I don't think for me, stress doesn't mean make more funny. Not for me. But there were periods in my life at the beginning in like 2009 where difficulty, I guess, in my life or feeling sort of down made me funny. And that I feel is definitely God doing that. Because it's sort of like a big ego boost when you say stuff that's funny even to yourself. It's just a thing that God does for some people. Some people may not like being storytellers if God doesn't do that for you, or you just don't require that type of uplift. So no, my student loan that I have from 2009 when I was married to someone else who signed this, and then maybe you can Skype with the kids. It was all about him kidnapping my children so I'd sign bankruptcy papers. Wouldn't that have been in the bankruptcy? You just go. So anyway, before I found out this horrible thing in February, I was like so excited. I planned a vacation around a calendar. It was like the apartment. Like these people are so sick. I guess some people would say they must realize they're damned. Like, why on earth would anybody be doing just horrible fucking things to you like that? I've never heard of anybody being that obsessed and sadistically insane, psychopathically insane, whatever. Yeah, you just may God give them peace and rest to be that sick. Okay, so anyways, I was like in February is when I found I couldn't go. And then what was I saying? I forgot what I was even talking about. Oh, the story. So before I found out I wasn't going, I'm all excited. We're all going to be college. I'm sure at UMass Boston, there's people of all ages. It's like a commuter college. Okay. So you're like, yeah, maybe I'll meet some people. And then this is what we're going to do if we decide to exchange ideas about writing this thing, brainstorming. Okay. Is you have to pretend you're Harvard students. That's what I was thinking at the time, right? So what ended up happening in June is I actually got into a shelter that was run by Harvard students, and I was there for 6 weeks. Right. So um they're wicked nice, but I don't know if they gathered that I was trying to pick their brain for story. I don't know. Because I would think you'd be more apt to tell me stuff if you knew that. I don't know if they got that because yeah, like interviewing them. There was a couple of them. I don't even know if they knew about my story, but they were wicked nice. And yeah, they told me a lot about themselves. So that I just think is funny. And that's what made me think of it again. I go, oh, yeah, my story. And then I had to look for it in my storage to see if because I got upheavaled out of the shelter when I began writing it. Okay. So in January and February of 25, I'm getting myself into college. I'm on the thing for housing, right? On the thing for Social Security. Nobody can mail things to the wrong address and all this other nonsense again. They're changing the rules where they can email you and call you, and there's websites. Okay, so some of this stuff's finally coming to an end. I'm all excited. Oh my God, I'm writing in a journal. Like, if I can finish college, it's like a big roundabout because I had to leave college when I had my daughter, and then they took all my children. Like, my entire life is like a fucking tragedy, right? And oh yeah, so I'm all like, yeah, and I'm writing and like emotional crying. This is gonna be fantastic. I'm studying fucking calculus because you have to pass calculus, and I didn't take calculus, so I'm like studying it on YouTube, getting ready to start fucking school and shit. I'm planning a vacation around my fucking school calendar. Oh yeah. And on top of that, I'm writing a story, and I'm actually writing a story. I got note cards, I got things, and then here it comes. Oh, she's not getting all that. I get an email. I'm at a hotel with my fucking husband in February, okay? I get an email from these fucking people that I got a outstanding student loan. I'm in default. I'm in default. I'm in default. No, I'm not in default. You're in default. So, anyways, I don't know a goddamn fucking thing. But if you're talking about what they made up that I don't even believe is true, it's like $2,900. Right. So clearly, someone whose income is $400 a month isn't paying that. And then I decided I wasn't going to go. I sure as fuck wouldn't go to UMass Boston. Yeah, like some people are like, there's got to be a mistake. It's all about the battle war. There's got to be a mistake. Do this, do that. Something's got to be cleared up about that because they're still in a fucking denial about how could these people possibly be doing this shit to me. And I don't do a battle war. I do not. I go, you fucking damned. Bye. First, I have to go through the emotional upset about what the fuck you just did to me. I couldn't sleep all fucking night. I sat up in a hotel room. Like, just my emotional state. I know you're fucking damned. Even that one night, I know you're fucking damned. Never mind everything else you did to me. I know you're fucking damned. So I hope it was worth giving up eternal life so that Mary would cry and be sad one fucking day. And the rest of the day, she's not sad. So, anyways, I don't do all that. Nope. And I sure as fuck wouldn't go to that college. Nope. I got accepted to Simmons University in 1994. I go there. I go to an actual university that goes, we don't understand what happened, but let's not even worry about that. Yes, it's free college. Here you go. Start your classes. Who wants a degree in psychology from that fucking college after that? No one. No one does. They destroyed UMass Boston. They destroyed UMass Boston. Yes. I don't think many people are going to want to go there. They're the most diverse college in the United States of America, like from other fucking countries. Yeah, I'm not going there because your diplomas mean shit. That's what diverse means. It means you let retards in there. I guess. I don't really feel I need college. Hopefully, what I need is my Social Security approved, and then I'll just live a quiet life and maybe write. I might be able to finish my story at that point and actually get money from it because I didn't give it away for nothing like I've been doing for 15 years. And it's very sad. That's why there's no entertainment and stuff. Because some people won't do it at all. It's called people over property, and they won't do it at all. They just go taking it right to the grave as I watch all this go into the shitter. They don't do it for ego. That's why they just go, I am not working with these people. I'm not even getting on a stage with that. Some of them might tell you that if you ask them, but some of them are just because you don't see them on E! News telling you that doesn't mean they don't think it and say it to their family. I am not stepping on a sound stage or whatever it's called with that. Nope. Bye. Yeah, you can write, right? You can write without a college degree. They can't stop you from writing. A publisher can stop you from publishing it. I heard you can actually publish stuff through Amazon. Right. So these degrees aren't going to stop you from doing that, but it's pretty terrible when you take over colleges and universities, right? And you're going to stop intelligent people from going there. And then you're going to flood them with retards, and that's all that's out there that has a degree anymore, mental retards. But I mean, you'd have to talk to some of these people. I lived with a person like that for 13 years, and I listened to him talk. It's spooky. They literally believe the only reason they're not doctors is because there's a plot plan that kept them down. And grading isn't fair, it's racist. You just go, what the? Oh, yeah. Because it's like a reduced brain where primates, apparently, everyone can do every job. No primate's more intelligent than another primate. And only because of the dominance that you can't advance. It has nothing to do with your brain power at all. It has to do with money, and it has to do with racism and a plot plan and the elite class holding you down. That's why. Or your parents raised you wrong and stuff. They don't believe in competition at all. At all do they believe in that either. I had to sit and listen to someone because at the time I had my children and my children were highly intelligent, were getting awards at school. I had to listen to a person tell me that that's not fair. It's not fair that intelligent children get awards at school for being intelligent. That is what they think because it makes other people feel bad. I don't fucking care. That's why they have the Special Olympics. My children can't be in the Special fucking Olympics. They don't ride the short fucking bus. Come up with things where mentally retarded kids feel good about themselves. Okay? For real. Right. That's why they shouldn't be integrated, by the way. I don't know. I'm not saying to hurt mentally retarded people's feelings until the point where they get aggressive and they're trying to murder me and they steal my children and shit, then yeah, I'm not going to be nice. But there's not a reason to abuse mentally retarded people. That's why they shouldn't be mainstreamed. Okay. And clearly that person was reduced capacity and was never diagnosed and was never put in proper classes. That's why he was like that. And I'm finding out that that's got to be something that went on. And now he didn't produce any children, but there's a whole population of them. They don't like mentally retarded then you definitely are a lower intelligence level than other people. Okay. Just, it definitely are. When you just think nothing is fair and when things are fair, it is fair that a person is qualified to learn how to do surgery on a brain, and they're the only people allowed to do that. That is fair. Okay. Not we accommodate so a mentally retarded person with one arm can do brain surgery and then they feel good about themselves because everybody can do everything if we support them. That's spooky scary. I'm not living in that. There you have everybody has limitations. Everyone has limitations. You do the best you can do of your ability. And you admire people that have higher skill levels than you do. Not you tear everyone down. And it's a plot plan. I'm not doing surgery on anyone. Like I wouldn't even I'd probably get arrested anyway. I wouldn't set up an office. Like how am I going to get an office? I'm street homeless where I do therapy and stuff, and I felt like I saw people doing that in the public library. And they have clients, right? I'm not even doing that, and I'm probably qualified to do that. So it's just like anybody else. There's people that therapists shop, you know. There's recovery. There's people that are being paid to be recovery coaches, physical therapists, motivational speakers, um, therapists, clinicians. Okay, they're all getting paid. No, but if you're homeless and you talk to other homeless people, go in a shelter and you're like the shelter nun and you're the shelter therapist, you don't get paid. Nope, you don't get paid. They just come one after the other. You don't have appointments, they just come. Nope. They're not forced because I'm the only person who takes their insurance or they're court ordered to be there either. Just putting that out there. So there's people, like I said, that if you had given me housing and a stipend to live on, a little office, I wouldn't even have charged. You wouldn't even have to have insurance. So just nothing that could have been, it can happen because of bad people. So I guess I'm probably ready to smoke a cigarette because you wooed me one, right, babe? I just wanted to relax a little bit. Thank you for joining the chat. I appreciate you paying attention to the live streams. So I guess we'll see if anybody else gets in the chat, and hopefully it's not going to be like it was. That was like 2 years ago now, wasn't it? I think that was before Tommy died, where we had more people in there, and some of them were super mean. Okay. I believe in free speech, so yeah. The only time I started doing it is I thought that it was actually the same person, and I thought it was a military person. Yeah, I don't want them banned off of YouTube. I just could block them, but if they were like attacking other people in there, maybe I could see people doing that. But I believe in free speech. I just let it roll, you know. You might have people in there that are constantly typing, so it goes too fast and you can't see other people. I haven't had that happen with me, so I don't even know what I do. But yeah, um, sometimes words hurt, but you believe in free speech. You believe in it, so you've been on the other end of it, especially when you've been on the other end of it. Yeah, it doesn't matter what they're saying. Doesn't matter what they're saying. It's free speech. I don't believe in hate speech. I don't believe in the concept of it. Okay, just um, sometimes you have to just stop using the internet if you feel like, if you feel like, how are these people getting away with comments and stuff? Just stop using the internet for a while. Take a break from it. That's not the same thing as people attacking you on the street, because that's not really free speech. That there's stalking and harassment laws, not you need to get rid of free speech, especially on social media. I don't care about youth and children having their minds warped. Tell your children they can't use the internet. That's not my problem. I have to regress my injustice, and it's a form of interacting with people and getting information from around a planet and putting out information to a planet. I wouldn't have minors on the internet for any reason. Yeah. You got to think a minor is under 18 years old. Okay. So every time people try to use children as an excuse about this social media madness, children shouldn't even be on the internet. There's not a reason for a minor to be on the internet. None reason for that. Okay. See you later.